Does life ever feel like it's punishing you? Those quiet moments when everything seems to freeze can make you doubt yourself. But what if it's not punishment? What if it's the universe preparing you for what you've always desired? Carl Jung believed that when your unconscious is ready for change, life tests you, not to destroy, but to refine. These challenges, however harsh, are the universe whispering, "Are you ready?" This journey will guide you through painful silences, deep fears, to the moment you discover your true self. Join us to explore how the universe tests you before turning dreams into reality, and why the moment you feel like giving up might be when everything begins to shift. Have you ever felt time stand still? Plans meticulously laid, dreams you've nurtured, suddenly trapped in an unexplained pause. It feels like life is turning its back on you. But Carl Jung suggests this isn't punishment. It's the universe's first challenge. When your unconscious signals readiness for a new reality, life sends tests to ensure you can embrace it. The silence, stagnation, or feeling stuck isn't failure. It's the space the universe creates for you to face yourself, preparing for profound change. Imagine you're a seed buried deep in the earth. Before sprouting, you endure darkness, pressure, and stillness. It's not the earth rejecting you. It's nurturing you to grow strong enough to reach the light. The universe works similarly. When you ask for a new reality, deep love, freedom, or a higher purpose, it doesn't rush to deliver. Instead, it pauses, observes, and asks, "Are you ready to live in that reality?" The silence you're experiencing tests your patience, trust, and ability to handle ambiguity. Jung emphasized that true change begins within. This pause isn't just passive waiting, it's an invitation to look deep into your soul. What part of you still clings to control? What fears arise in uncertainty? The universe doesn't want you to dream of a new life without the foundation to sustain it. So it creates stagnation as a mirror, reflecting parts of you needing healing or strength. Perhaps you still seek external validation or fear you're not enough for what you desire. These feelings, though uncomfortable, are signals the universe sends for you to recognize and overcome. The journey starts by accepting that silence isn't the enemy, it's a teacher. When you stop fighting the stillness and start listening, it whispers valuable lessons. Breathe deeply, stay calm, and trust this is preparation. The universe isn't denying you. It's sharpening you to become the version that can hold the new reality without losing yourself. The first step is seeing this challenge not as a wall, but a door. You just need the courage to step through. Life, as Carl Jung and Hermetic principles suggest, operates in rhythms, an eternal pendulum swinging between darkness and light, loss and expansion. When you feel stuck, as if everything is regressing, it's not a sign of failure. It's the universe's natural rhythm preparing you for the next big leap. The Hermetic principle of rhythm teaches that everything has tides. The stagnation you're experiencing is the pendulum pulling back before surging forward. Understanding this helps you stop seeing hardships as enemies and start viewing them as part of growth. Picture yourself before a giant pendulum, each swing a cycle of your life. When it pulls back, carrying pain, doubt, or loss, you might think you're failing. But Jung taught these moments are necessary. They're when the universe tests your endurance before granting what you've asked for. Without retreat, how would you know your true strength? Without darkness, how would you value light? This rhythm isn't random, it's a purposeful dance, guiding you to greater expansion. When you feel trapped, remember the pendulum doesn't stay still forever. Stagnation, like a harsh winter, is temporary. It forces you to confront parts of yourself still fearing change. Perhaps a fear of failure or the temptation to cling to comfort zones. The universe uses this rhythm to highlight what needs healing. You might notice you're still waiting for others' permission to move forward or fearing your dreams are too grand. These moments, though painful, are chances to grow, to build a stronger foundation for the future. Navigating this rhythm requires trust. Trust that retreat isn't the end. It's preparation for progress. Jung stressed that facing the shadow, your soul's hidden parts, happens in these phases. When the pendulum pulls you back, it invites you to delve into fears, limiting beliefs, or old wounds. By embracing them instead of resisting, you allow the pendulum to complete its arc. You start seeing that everything you've lost has made space for something new. Moving through the rhythm means dancing with the universe. Don't fear when the pendulum pulls back. Trust it will carry you to light. Each challenge reminds you you're not stuck, you're being guided. Stand firm, breathe, and let life's rhythm lead you to where you belong. Carl Jung believed true change happens when you meet your true self, the deepest part of your soul, hidden beneath the ego's layers. But before this, the universe tests you by shattering the illusions you've built for protection. The ego, the part seeking control, validation, or avoiding pain, must crumble to make way for your authentic essence. Moments when you feel lost, as if everything you relied on is dissolving, are when the universe asks, are you ready to live as your true self, or do you still need illusions to feel safe? Imagine standing before a wall of mirrors, reflecting every role you've played, the people pleaser, the controller, the one hiding pain. Suddenly, the mirrors crack, and through the fragments, you see a radiant golden light, a silhouette of yourself. Truer, stronger, that's your true self, unbound by fear or societal expectations. But this moment isn't easy. The universe confronts you with insecurities. Do you dare step through the broken wall to touch that light? Or will you retreat to familiar safety? Jung called this meeting the shadow. The parts you hide, deny, or pretend don't exist. The universe tests you by presenting situations that expose the shadow. A rejection making you feel unworthy, a failure stirring fears of abandonment, or a silence forcing you to face emptiness. These moments don't aim to hurt you. They free you from what no longer serves. As the ego collapses, you find a sturdier center, a place unshaken by external events. Meeting your true self demands courage to let go. You must release control, the need to be liked, and accept your worth even without validation. The universe doesn't want you to merely dream of a new reality. It wants you to become someone who can live it without losing yourself. Each time you face fear, instead of fleeing, you draw closer to that radiant golden light. This encounter is the start of freedom. When you live from your true self, you break free from old cycles, panicking over failure, seeking approval, or fearing rejection. You become someone who stands firm in storms, knowing true strength lies in authenticity. The universe sees this and begins opening new doors. Trust that each piece of the ego's collapse is a step toward your true self, the one ready for the reality you've dreamed of. The universe doesn't just test you with silence or loss. It places mirrors before you, reflecting false patterns within, thoughts, emotions, or reactions keeping you stuck in the past. Carl Jung stressed that to change your reality, you must recognize and overcome these patterns like fear of abandonment, control, or seeking external worth. When you ask for a new reality, love, freedom, or peace, the universe brings situations that seem to oppose your desires. Distance instead of love, limits instead of freedom. This isn't punishment. It's the universe showing you what still needs healing. Imagine standing before a shimmering lake, but instead of reflecting the sky, it shows hazy orange images. You panicking at rejection, controlling to feel safe, or seeking love to fill emptiness. These are false patterns. unconscious loops repeating old pains. The universe surfaces them not to hurt you, but to reveal. You can't live in a new reality while reacting in old ways. Each time you're triggered by rejection, failure, or loneliness, it's a chance to look within. Jung called this facing the shadow, parts of you you've denied or refused to acknowledge. Perhaps you fear abandonment from a past wound or control because you believe it's the only way to be loved. The universe, with stern but loving wisdom, brings situations stirring these fears. Someone leaves and you feel unworthy. A plan fails and you grasp for control. These moments are mirrors the universe holds up asking, will you react as your old self or choose a new path? Overcoming false patterns requires awareness. Instead of blaming circumstances or fixing the external, look inward. Why does rejection hurt so deeply? Why do you need control? By questioning, you begin breaking the cycle. Each time you choose not to panic, seek approval, or cling to externals, you reshape your inner reality. The universe sees this and adjusts what comes to you. This journey isn't easy, but it's liberating. When you stop reacting in old ways, you make space for the new. The universe's mirror no longer reflects fear, but strength and freedom. You're no longer controlled by the past, but a creator of the future. Embrace these patterns as teachers, not enemies, for they're guiding you to a reality where you live as your true self. One of the universe's deepest tests is how you respond when faced with challenges. Carl Jung emphasized that your reality doesn't change just because you wish it. It changes when you start living differently, especially in emotionally charged moments. When you ask for a new reality, the universe brings familiar situations, rejections, failures, or loneliness, not to hurt you, but to test. Will you repeat old responses like panicking, seeking approval, or self-sabotage, or choose a new way? This choice shapes the path to the reality you dream of. Imagine walking through a fierce storm with orange winds carrying memories of times you faltered, begging for acceptance, controlling to avoid pain, or giving up from fear of failure. These winds are triggers, situations the universe sets to see if you'll revert to old cycles. Each time you're triggered, it's the universe asking, how far have you grown? Instead of letting fear or insecurity drive you, you can pause, breathe, and choose a response reflecting who you want to be. Jung taught that true change happens when you break unconscious patterns. When you stop reacting by seeking validation or control, you cut ties with the past. For instance, when someone leaves, instead of feeling unworthy, you can choose to see your value doesn't depend on them. When a plan fails, instead of panicking, you can trust it's part of the universe's rhythm. These small, invisible choices are giant steps toward changing your reality. Changing your response requires awareness and courage. You must notice the trigger moment, when your heart races, when you want to flee or fight, and decide not to let it control you. This doesn't mean denying emotions. It means letting them pass without leading. Each time you choose calm over panic, trust over doubt, you signal to the universe, I'm ready for the new. This journey reshapes you from within. When you stop reacting as your old self, you become someone who can live in the new reality without being pulled back by old patterns. The universe recognizes this shift and brings opportunities matching your new frequency. Each new response is a brick building the reality you dream of. Stand firm, choose wisely, and trust that every step declares you're ready to be your true self. Pain, no matter how deep, isn't a mistake or sign of failure. Carl Jung taught that it's the universe's final test before you enter a new reality. When you feel an unnamed ache, as if it stems from your core, the universe is asking, have you truly grown? Or are you still clinging to old structures, control, validation, or comfort zones? This pain doesn't come to destroy you, but to dislodge parts you've outgrown but lack the courage to release. Embracing it, rather than resisting, is the key to transformation and unlocking the door to the reality you desire. Picture standing in a fierce orange whirlwind, carrying painful memories, doubts, and fears of abandonment. It's not an enemy. It's the final teacher, demanding you face what you've avoided. Jung said, "What you resist persists. What you embrace transforms." Resistant pain, by denying, fleeing, or controlling, traps you in an endless loop. But when you open your heart, embracing it as part of the journey, it begins to dissolve, making way for the golden light of healing. This pain often comes when you think you've done enough. You've learned, grown, changed. So why does it still hurt? Because the universe wants your transformation to be solid. It tests if you can stand firm in the storm without reverting to old ways, seeking comfort from others, or clinging to illusions of control. Pain is a thermometer, measuring what remains in you needing release. Perhaps it's a fear of not being enough, or a belief you're only worthy when loved. These structures must fall to make room for the new reality. Embracing pain isn't weakness, it's a sign of maturity. You don't need to conquer it or pretend it doesn't exist. Instead, let it flow through you like a river washing away what no longer belongs. Each time you step through pain, instead of fleeing, you prove to the universe you're ready for something greater. You're not just dreaming of a new reality, you're living as someone who can sustain it. This journey is the final test before a breakthrough. When you accept pain as part of growth, it becomes a guiding light. The universe sees you're no longer stuck in the past, and it opens new paths. Every tear, every moment of doubt is a step toward the reality you've asked for. Embrace pain as a companion, for it's leading you to your true self, the strongest version of you. When everything seems to stand still, no signs, no rewards, no validation, you've entered one of the universe's subtlest tests, the void. Carl Jung emphasized that true change requires not just overcoming pain, but maintaining stability when nothing external confirms you're on the right path. This void, though it feels lonely or unfair, isn't the universe's rejection. It's a test of integrity, asking, can you hold your frequency, live your truth, even when no one witnesses or cheers? Imagine standing in a dark space with faint orange shadows whispering, nothing's changing, or you're wasting time. The void is where your ego once sought validation or instant results to feel safe. But the universe wants you to find a different strength, a center within, independent of externals. It tests if you can treat yourself with respect, keep faith in your path, even without a clear guiding light. Jung taught that stability in the void marks spiritual maturity. When you no longer need immediate rewards to keep going, you prove your change isn't superficial. The void forces you to face deep questions. Do you truly believe in your worth without others' confirmation? Can you act from authenticity instead of fear? Each moment you stay, instead of retreating to comfort or seeking easy escapes, you build a solid foundation for the new reality. Navigating the void requires presence. Instead of panicking over absent results, you learn to value the process. You realize stability doesn't come from controlling circumstances, but from controlling how you show up in them. When you treat your energy as sacred, choosing actions from truth over fear, you send a powerful signal to the universe. I'm ready to sustain the new reality. The void isn't an end. It's the space where your new reality forms. Each time you choose trust without evidence, you shape a stronger version of yourself. The universe sees this and responds, not with flash, but with subtle signs. A synchronicity, a moment of peace, a deep sense of rightness. Stand firm in the void, for it's not emptiness. It's fertile ground where your dreams begin to sprout. Keep showing up and trust you're becoming someone who can hold the new reality without losing yourself. Finally, after challenges, silences, and pain, you reach the moment the universe awaits, manifesting the new reality. Carl Jung taught that change doesn't come from merely dreaming or understanding. It comes when you live as the version ready for that reality, even before it appears. This isn't external magic, but inner alignment. When you act, feel, and vibrate as the person you want to be, the universe responds with subtle signs, synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, and deep peace. The new reality doesn't come to complete you, it arrives as a mirror reflecting who you've become. Picture standing in a radiant cosmic space where golden light from within you illuminates everything around. The orange clouds of doubt and pain have vanished, leaving pure presence. You no longer wait for someone or something to save you. You found strength within. Each step, each decision reflects a version of you unbound by the past. The universe recognizes this new frequency and begins aligning things to match you. Jung emphasized that manifestation is existential. It's not just wanting, it's living as if your desire is already true. When you treat yourself with respect, hold your truth without needing validation, you create a frequency attracting what belongs to you. Small signs emerge, a chance meeting, a feeling of rightness, an unexpected opportunity. They're not random. They're the universe saying you're ready. But most importantly, you no longer need these signs to feel enough. You've become enough within. This journey also invites connection with those who share your frequency. Living authentically attracts a community, people also seeking truth and growth. It might be a group like Mystic Young Insights, where you share your journey, learn, and support each other. This community isn't just a refuge. It's where you affirm you're not alone. Each person you meet is a mirror, reflecting your growth and reminding you to keep living as your true self. Manifesting the new reality is the result of every small choice. Each time you chose trust over doubt, stood firm instead of fleeing. The universe doesn't bring the new reality to change you. It brings it to honor who you've become. Walk with presence, knowing each moment you live authentically invites the universe to respond. Join this journey, live your truth, and let the new reality bloom like a flower from your soul.